We see three figures under a large peach tree. This is the emperor of the country too, making a vow with his two best friends, Ko-Ihu and O-Ifu. Their pledge? To unify the chaotic nation and save the oppressed people. We learn Ifu became the prime minister, handling domestic affairs, while Ihu became a renowned general, fighting many battles. They were celebrated as the twin stars. The page also introduces the heavenly sword, a powerful blade given to Ihu. We jump to the present day, 1,000 years later. Seiki is calmly reading in a well-appointed room. He's studying the history of the two empire, how it achieved unification but fell into darkness after the first emperor's death due to illness. Seiki continues reading about the empire's decline, heavy taxes, suffering people, rebellion breaking out, and the hard-won unification crumbling. The visuals show suffering citizens and a map illustrating the ongoing turmoil. The piece is shattered as someone shouts, "Seiki," off-panel. And here's the source of the shout. Hakuri bursts into Seiki's room, energetically scolding him for reading instead of training. She calls him out for being preoccupied and demands he join her for training, calling it a showdown. Seiki tries to get out of it, explaining his life goal. He wants to be a civil official, not a military one, aiming for a quiet life reading books in the countryside. This directly contrasts with Hakuri, who is the heir of the prominent Cho military family and is heading out for training right now. Hakuri isn't having it. She confronts Seiki, calling him a freeloader in her family's house. She insists the least he can do is come watch her train. Cornered, Seiki reluctantly agrees with a sigh. Hakuri's forceful personality is on full display. Seiki gets dressed in training attire, looking resigned. The narration reminds us, he's Seiki, a freeloader who just wants to be a civil official. He grabs his gear, ready to follow Hakuri. This page gives us more context. The strict girl is Cho Hakuri, beloved daughter of the great general Cho Tai-ran, who protects their region, Ku. Ku is described as a northern territory in the Ei Empire, situated on the dangerous front lines against foreign tribes. We get Seiki's backstory. He's 16 now. 10 years ago, his parents were killed by bandits, and General Tai-ran found and adopted him. The Cho family has cared for him since. Interestingly, General Tai-ran is said to fight similarly to the legendary hero Ko-Ihu from 1,000 years ago. Seiki arrives at the training grounds, much to Hakuri's slight annoyance. He's brought his books along. She lets it slide for now. As they walk, onlookers greet Hakuri enthusiastically. Hakuri-sama, noting Seiki, the young master, is with her too. At the viewing platform, Seiki sits next to an elderly man he calls Gramps. An instructor announces a mock battle, Hakuri versus 3 opponents. Gramps teases Seiki about finally being interested in training, but Seiki clarifies he's just here to support Hakuri. Gramps observes Hakuri, telling Seiki to watch closely. He notes that despite being strict with Seiki, Hakuri trains hard every day and is popular, beautiful, and kind to everyone else. The crowd cheers her on enthusiastically. The mock battle is about to start. Hakuri stands ready against her 3 opponents, spears pointed. The instructor shouts, "And now, begin." Hakuri is incredibly fast and skilled. She effortlessly dodges the simultaneous attacks from the 3 soldiers, weaving through their spear thrusts and calling them slow. The fight ends quickly with a clack. Hakuri has decisively won. The referee declares her victory. Seiki watches, impressed, thinking, "Oh, she has become strong." But Hakuri immediately turns her attention to Seiki, pointing at him and declaring, "Now, Seiki, you're next." Seiki tries to excuse himself to read, but Gramps steps in, offering him a practice sword with a retracted blade, encouraging him to fight. Seiki realizes this was Hakuri's plan all along, mentioning his name publicly cut off his escape route. The crowd buzzes with excitement, eager to see the civil official wannabe fight. Resigned, Seiki sighs, I guess it can't be helped. Seiki walks onto the field, confronting Hakuri. You planned this right from the beginning, didn't you? She just smiles coyly, who knows? The instructor announces the start of their mock battle. Pre-fight banter ensues. Seiki complains he'll be the one getting injured. Hakuri retorts that if someone gets hurt, it's his fault for forcing her hand. Onlookers whisper it's like a lover's quarrel. Gramps asks if they can start, and Seiki reluctantly agrees. Begin. Hakuri immediately lunges at Seiki with surprising speed. Seiki barely dodges, whoa. Hakuri grins, declaring, today's the day I'll make you draw your sword. The fight continues. Seiki dodges again, complaining Hakuri is taking this too seriously and he might die. She insists it's not real training if it isn't serious. Seiki thinks that even a drawn blade's effectiveness depends on the user. Hakuri presses her attack, confidently asking, you won't be hit, will you? It's clear she's testing his limits, perhaps knowing he's capable of dodging. Seiki is pushed back. Internally, he's shocked, geez, this girl. Her growth rate is just too outrageous. He finds himself cornered against the training fence, thinking, crap. Hakuri sees her opening and lunges for a finishing blow, shouting, it's my win. Seiki looks caught off guard. But in a split second, Seiki reacts. He deftly moves, catching Hakuri's attacking wrist just before the practice sword hits him. Hakuri looks utterly shocked by his speed and precision. With a simple thud, Seiki has neutralized Hakuri's attack, possibly disarming her or throwing her off balance. He calmly states, there. The fight is over. Seiki stands holding the practice sword, a slight smirk on his face. I guess it's my win again, he says nonchalantly. Hakuri and the crowd are stunned into silence for a moment. The silence breaks as the crowd erupts in cheers, it's Seiki-sama's win. Hakuri looks down, muttering that she failed to make him draw his sword again. Seiki wipes sweat, thinking, that was close. Seiki is internally panicking. I'm such a fool. There was no need for me to win. His display of skill backfired, now the soldiers are clamoring for him to train them, praising his incredible moves and questioning his desire to be a civil official. He just wants to go back to his books. Gramps steps forward, silencing the crowd. He commends both Seiki and Hakuri, stating their skills are exceptional and the Cho family army will be a leading force because of them. He declares they can't hold these two back and urges everyone else to train harder. Gramps dramatically points to Seiki and Hakuri, proclaiming, we have the twin stars of the new era. The soldiers roar in agreement. This powerfully connects the two protagonists to the ancient legend. Later, things have calmed down. Seiki tries to sneak away, but Hakuri stops him. He expects her to be mad about losing, but she just gently adjusts his messy training clothes, telling him to be proper since everyone's watching. Hakuri finishes fixing his collar, saying softly, you're a part of the Cho family after all. Seiki is bewildered by her sudden change to a good mood, thinking he really doesn't understand girls. He then has a flicker of realization, it was like this too, in my previous life. The big reveal. Seiki internally confirms he still has memories from his previous life, he is the reincarnation of Kawaiihu, the legendary warrior from 1,000 years ago. He worries his instinctive movements during the fight might have exposed him. A visual links present-day Seiki to the image of Kawaiihu. Seiki resolves to keep his reincarnation a secret. He doesn't want to worry Pops, General Tyran, and Hakuri or have them think he's lost his mind. The chapter concludes by stating that with Aihu's reincarnation, history begins to move again, starting a new twin star story.